Hey guys, just checking everything is fine. Let me move on. Let me pop out the chat. Yeah, today I'm going to be putting the chat on this screen so that everyone can see, what I'm doing. Because so that I'll be able to interact with you guys as I am doing the stuff. So I realized that my screen resolution is a bit big, so I'll be changing that resolution display, I believe. Yeah. So I'm just going to take the smallest one, the 1080p version. Oh, I think it will be difficult for you guys to see with it being like this. Now I'm just going to take the full space. But I have to try and zoom in so that you guys will be able to see what I'm doing. Because if you are here, it will be nice for you to say hi in the chat so that I see what you are doing as I'm setting up. Like I see that someone is here before I set up, right? I think I can first decide. I could do this, right? I could put this on 1080p. No, that's this screen. Put it on this. Then you'd only be seeing one side, even though it's big over here. So all I need to do is to make it big enough for you guys to see what I'm doing. Let's see. Oh, because I'm live, I can't do that. Okay, in that case, I guess I can't do what I wanted to do. No, I can't do what I wanted to do. So I guess I'll still have to go with this and zoom in instead. I hope you guys can hear me though. Because if you can't hear me, let me know. If you can hear me, let me know. So full screen with the code. And we zoom in for everyone to be able to see. Great. But then I want to put this at the side. I want the chat to also be at the side, like so. Yeah, I hope this works. Yep, I have to make this a bit bigger for. Oops, I do always do this. Console this. Great. Now if there's a chat, I'll definitely know. Like I said, if you are viewing, leave a like so that I know that you are viewing. Not leave a like, actually comment. I want to see that someone is actually watching. And one more thing that I forgot to do is to tweet that I'm live. Then we move on to code. Code tweets, and we are live and colored. Oops. Yeah, we're good. And you post this. Great. Great. So I think we are sorted. This will be our setup from now on. I went back to watch my videos and I realized that when I drink this water in the video, I make a lot of noise actually, and no one actually tells me. Wow, guys. So yeah, 3 minutes of these videos for answers essentially. But what I'm doing currently is to, yeah. So yes, we are building a peer-to-peer file sharing system, and what we are doing right now is to build a GUI for it. We started the GUI from last week, but we were encountering some problems with respect to the thing stopping working in the middle somewhere. I'll show you that. But just before we start, I have decided to add some PyLint stuff here because I want to write better code. So I decided to like add PyLint to the whole project and formatting with the black formatter and stuff like that, just to do that. So that's going to give some errors in my files, so I'm just going to correct that. I've also added like a strict type checking mode here, even though I mean Python doesn't have type checking, but then it has type hints, so I would be able to like give type hints essentially. So yeah, that's that, right? So if you look at this, I mean, I could just open all of the files down. We have receive, we have send, and we have app.py. So our files, collapse this, right? So I'm expected to like, I have format on save on it, so that will take out some of them, and I'm supposed to give some types as well. Let me take it one by one. So yeah, this should be a socket. So socket, and what? Oh, socket. And this should be a string. So I mean that takes out most of that. This one says what? Based on the module doc string, and I'm just going to like add that here. Module to configure a module with functions to configure. This might not be the best doc string, but to configure server socket and initiate file sending, right? Yeah, that works. And then there's supposed to also be a doc string here, right? Function to create the sending socket. Yeah, that works. And this would be what? Function to wait for recipient and send file if connection is present. Right, that works as well. I think this might be too big. Yeah, something like this is better. And yeah, right. And I have to write some for this as well. Where did I even write it? Module functions to configure a module with functions to connect to sending socket for file receiving. Weird. What's this? Redefining built-in DIR. Okay. Starts receiving. So we call this what? Hi Michael. I'm not cooking, if that's what's supposed to mean. What should I even call this? Receive address dir path. Let me just call it dir path. Let me say store save at or saving. It's always best to directory saving directory. Right, it's always best to use something like this instead of what I was doing. So where did I use dir? Great. Yeah. And I guess I'm not using file size for now. So I guess we could do that, yeah. And we have to add a doc string here as well. I mean, I'm just going to copy this one and paste over there. It's basically doing a similar thing. Michael, can you hear me clearly? Okay, start receiving function 2. Connect to sender socket for file receive. Now we have to do similar thing over here. Really? I mean, I don't think this is a module that I need to add anything to. Yeah. Loud and clear, let's go. Sorry, let me just finish up with this docstring stuff and we continue with the actual code. I don't know if you were here for the actual code. Main window of the socket thing. Yeah. Great. And this other thing we can define a type for. It says what? So apparently in Python, today I was doing my research and there is something like this that you can do. Just like how you do ts ignore in TypeScript file. So you can add this to the end of the line and to ignore the type hints over there. For this function clears the contents of the main window. And this is what we just so yeah, this could either be a layout item or this thing. So I can do something like layout item should be equal to, and I set that to this, and I'm like, I said I what widget. We just should go to what layout item dot widget if layout item dot widget else none, something like this. Oh yeah, I mean this should only happen if layout item. So now I can also do if widget, then widget that's delete later. So just because of the type thing, we had to like split the whole thing into this. I mean, but it's sensible, right? Because it makes sure that everything is like how it's supposed to be before you actually do it. Sorry. Yeah. So handle the send link. Event handler to handle Please, I don't reach your level. I've not reached your level. So it's not fair. I don't even know what to write here. I just have to finish. Which one to is this? I think, yeah, this we can ignore. Type ignore. And this, I don't even remember why we were adding this here. Because obviously we don't have the share code yet. So for that one, we just leave it like that. I need to write something better for this. Handle send event. Python slot for handling send button clicks. Basically, similar thing for. Why am I calling it Python slot? PyQt slot. Let me just call it slot. Yeah, I think we're good to go. Why this? Yeah, I don't even know what it's going to be. I'm going to give it an any type. Maybe we have something like that. I think we do. Hey, I'm tired. That one should be there for now. We'll fix it later. Anyway, let's get down to business. Like actually building to this thing. Right, so last time, if you recall very well, I want to open up a terminal somewhere. Terminal. Can I like drag this to be another tab on its own or what? Can I do that? I don't think I can do. Can I? Fine, we'll work with it like that. Anyway, if you open a terminal, right now, two terminals here. Let's put it side by side because why not? Make this a bit smaller. Right, so if I do a Python app.py here, activate your virtual environment, gonna activate /env and gonna activate /env. By the way, do you guys think I should customize my terminal actually like this? Because right now it's looking messy for me. Python app.py and Python app.py. Right, so the two applications are open. This is one and this is another one. Right now, I know you guys cannot really see what's happening, but I'll increase the font size. But essentially, I'm clicking on send file here, and if I send a file here, I'm expected to like select a file that I'm supposed to send, right? So I went ahead to select a file in our temporary directory, which is here as test file that's being sent, right? And you realize that as soon as we select that, this ends up like loading, and that's because in our even though it's working, it doesn't give the share code essentially, right? And let me explain why that's happening. How do I even stop the thing from running? I can't, can I? No, I can't. Yeah. Oh yeah, I can do that. Great. And that was because during the time that we were programming this, when you go back into, okay, well, you're already in app. When you go back into app and then you see what happens when we handle the send. Here, we select a path, we get a file, let the person do that, and then we are supposed to put in a share code, right? But all of these points never gets added up, and then it ends up calling this function the start sending. And when it calls this function start sending, because of the way the socket does accept works, it basically blocks the whole execution of the file and waits for a connection to be made before it to continue. And that's a problem. That's a very big problem. So, I mean, if you read the documentation of accept, I think I should pop up a new window for this. Move everything. Right. socket.accept Python blocks execution. Says here well, the .accept method blocks execution and waits for an incoming connection. When a client connects, it returns a new socket subject, blah blah blah. That blocking of execution is a big problem. So what I'm going to do here is to essentially try and solve that problem. And one way I could think of right now, tell me if I'm wrong, is to use some sort of threading to do it. So I let the sending of the file, this part, this function, I let this function run on another thread. And the way I'm going to do that is by using Python's threading module, whatever it is. So you could import your threading, I believe it's called threading. Yeah, and all of a sudden, why? It says what? Standard import place from what? I think so many things, problems. I think it's supposed to be here. That's one. And the fact that I'm also not using it is also another problem. Let me use it. Where is it, please? So here, instead of just calling this, what I want to do is to create a thread. So call it what? Start sending thread. And I would have a threading.thread, I believe. You create a thread, you give it a target as the function. So that's what start sending. And you can have like arguments like this. So you can pass these two as arguments here. And then here you do something like start sending thread.start. So you essentially like call that thread then. What is this? Oh yeah, good. Yeah, everything is sorted. Yeah. So now when we run it, it wouldn't stop the execution of the program. It would like put that on another thread and let it work. I hope that's actually going to work. I'm not so sure. It just came to mind. It came to mind after the meeting the other time, but I actually did not implement it. I only went to learn how the threading module works. So one here and one here. Now if you select a file, temp, sent, and test file, right? Now it works. Like you actually see your share code here. Right now I can't copy or anything, but at least it's sensible. It's like it's no more freezing the app, it's running on another thread. So now if I go to receive code now, it's like enter that share code 127.0.0.1 with 4004, and I hit the enter key. He asks me where I want to store it at, and I choose a place, received, and I store it there. And you see that it says connection refused, which means this has already stopped. I think I might have accepted it somewhere else. Yeah, I think I might have clicked enter and I've accepted it here. But the actual file transfer was able to work on the GUI. So that's great. Now, the last thing that's needed on the GUI aspect is for us to add some colors to the thing. I mean, look at what we have built. I don't know, it's just like two buttons over there. So I'll try and do that. And then from there we move. Let me see what's in this temp. Yeah, I think everything works. So yeah, the threading helps. I don't know if it's the best case scenario. What do you guys think about that? I mean, doing that instead of just stopping the code execution. Right, what else is there? Now, yeah, now we have to write some nice colors and fonts. I would like to change the font of my buttons as well so that they would be big enough, because right now you guys can't see anything. That's because they're actually very, very small. Like if I had to run this and bring it up here, you will see that the buttons, like they're just too small. I just want something like one big button here, one big button here. That's nicer. We will think about coloring another time. So I want to like open up the browser Socket. Yeah. So here, by Q, let's see, 6 button size and style. Change size of each button. Why am I always clicking P instead of plus? And that's that. Please close this. Right. Button. You can do button that say geometry. Oh, great. So you select the location and also the size. Great. Okay. We could try doing that here, and let's see. So in app, where is button? Same button that set geometry. I mean, instead of doing this, I could create like some sort of helper function, define protected function, whatever it is called. Create button, and this basically will do the, button is equal to, I want the buttons to be the same, so I don't like, maybe give it some text to put on the button. And I would be going here, right? And now, why is this underlined? Oh yeah, solve dot. Solve here first. And what? Yeah, I've added that. Great. And of course we'll do that later. But then here we could do something like button dot what set geometry. And also going to start from the 0, but then the height and width we could give it like maybe a height of, I don't know if we can give it like a full height, something like that. Maybe a width of -1. I'm just assuming that -1 would be the full width, and the height could be like something like 4 or maybe 70, something like that. And then we can return button here, right? In that case here, instead of doing this, we could just call self dot this, and here to do what? Self dot this. Great. And let's try this again and see. Doesn't do anything. It does not do anything. What if I was to give this a sensible thing? Ladies and gentlemen, that doesn't do anything. Well, guess we will lie through to here. Well, oh, the guy did button the resize. Did I copy this instead of this? I think I did. My bad, ladies and gentlemen. No, I thought I saw something like that. Hold on. Oh, he did button the set geometry. It wasn't really me. Come on. Button dot what resize, and we can give it what Q size. Yeah, let's do 100. Also doesn't change anything. I have no idea what's happening for real. Do you guys have any idea? Oh, sorry, the chat is gone again. Please don't call me Lord Trevor. Okay, actually, my name is Lord Trevor New. Sorry. Yeah, now I can be seeing the chat. if I send reply. So given that that wasn't working, I don't know what we are going to do right now. If you guys have any idea how this whole ByQt thing works, please. We have to finish up the GUI in this thing so that next we start thinking about how we are going to encrypt, right? Or is it because I'm doing it here? I mean, if I were to just do, if I were to do this here instead, would that work? Well, if I were to do it here, would it work? And run. I mean, the reason why I'm doing it is because ByQt is very, very unserious when it comes to this stuff. It didn't work, by the way. So yeah. Let's look at another thing. How to set key bashing style without affecting button size. This is set fixed size. That's weird. Okay. Set fixed size. Oh, then yes, I can set fixed height. That works, ladies and gentlemen. That works. Now the next thing that we have to think about is the font. Define get font, and we could give it self and what? Here, I'm just going to use a Q font. I think we can get it from there. I think it's not widgets, right? From ByQt6.qt core import Q font. Not so sure. Then it's not in Qt core, then what? Qt GUI Q font. Okay. I don't really like. I'm not familiar with the whole API, their API and how it works. So please allow me. So yes. Font equal to this, you create an instance of that, then you do what? Font.size, set point size 50, you return what? Font. Okay. Why is underlined? Yeah, okay. Then our Q font, and so everywhere we are using font, we want to use that instead so that it would have the same size. So that get font called. What else are we using font? Great, those are the places. So now yeah, that's working. But it would be nice. Wait, it's not working. Buttons font is not changing. Weird. Buttons font is not changing. Problem in it. But he did button.set font. We did not do that. Oh, I didn't actually. Sorry, my bad. Button dot set font. Solve dot get font. Why am I starting live collaboration server? Please. Sorry. Really? Okay. Okay. And we go again. Great. Something like this is sensible. Ladies and gentlemen, our app is coming together. Don't worry about these things. I think, why is that automatically selected? Doesn't matter. I want to sort of like push the two of them to the top instead of them being in the middle like this, because let's be honest, it's not nice. And how you do that is by adding a stretch to the bottom of it, the whole widget. So what I'll do is to add a stretch to this side. How do you do that? Yeah, so when I do the layout, I have to add a stretch to it then. Like solve what's main layout dot add stretch. I think that should solve the problem. Great. It's coming together. So when you click on send file, we choose a file. Oh, it means we would have to be adding the stretch every single time. Great. Define solve dot what? Add stretch. That's about the stretch. Yes. Unexpected. Hey, what is this? Billy Paul. Great. What's this? Okay. So yeah. Which means that when a person sent a file and I'm showing this code and stuff like that, I need to also add stretch. So now when I send a file and I select a file, everything goes to the top. I mean, this is like the most boring thing ever, but we'll go with it. I think we are done with the GUI, like there isn't anything extra, but there is one thing I noted though, that after the sending is done, we don't go back to, like, I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say, but let's see, I've done this, right, and this is running here, and I've run the other one as well, which is also running here. Let me just pull up, quit that, sorry. Let me just pull up the other one as well. So let's say I try to send a file and I choose a file, and then this one is trying to receive a file. He enters the share code, whatever it is called, not source code, 4004, something like this, right? And then he selects a folder where he wants the file to be stored in. it's done, right? It has been sorted. But then this should go, like when this is done, this should not stay on the screen, because at this point, if I still press enter here, it asks me to select a place. I select a place, but then when you try that, it will tell you that connection refused, because at that point the socket has been closed on the sender, because the sender closes the socket right after this is done, like right after this the sending is done. It's no more accepting for it because it's only doing it once. So I mean, it only looks for this once. It only waits for a connection to come in once. In fact, instead of doing this, I need to also close the client socket seller socket as well. Yeah, just to, yeah. And also here, when we are done receiving, I need to also do the closing of the client socket here. Do I use the server socket here? No, I don't use the server socket. But yeah, why is this underlined? What do you mean decode is partially unknown? We'll come to this one later. No. Oh, okay. It will come to this one, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is that, like, when the sending is done, you have to find a way of knowing that this thread has finished executing, and as long as this thread has finished executing, it should go back to the main screen or something. I don't know if that makes sense. It should go back to the main screen, right? So what I want to do is to, I don't know if this has like something called callback, callback, I don't know. In fact, let me just Google it. Python thread callback or something like that. This should not be running. This should also not be running. Python thread callback. When finished. Python thread did not close callback. 7 years ago, I have a thread I want to do change some flags when it finishes, for example, blah blah blah. One of these is simply wrap the worker function. Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, we could do this actually, right? But it feels weird. Oh, there is an on close here. So why is it on? So there is an on close. Hold up. Let's use that. Wait, we don't have the on close. How does he have on close here? In fact, let me check. Python thread on close. Python thread with a callback function. Oh, they are extending the thread and they are trying to add their own way of doing, like adding callback to it. I think this is the best thing to do. So Python's this thing itself doesn't come with a callback, so we would have to do that ourselves. On close not working correctly. But people talk about on close like it's supposed to be there. In fact, I feel like putting in just on close here. Maybe it's like something like a lambda function. Yep. Yeah, of course I can do this. I don't want to like pass in a variable as well. I don't know if that's sensible. Is it me? Unexpected arguments on close in the oh yeah. Won't work then. So I guess what I'll do is that I'll do the wrapping that they were trying to do over here. So define start sending with callback, and I basically say what start sending, and when that is done, then I do something, right? So self dot what send complete. I'll define this right in a bit. I don't know, I feel like the code is looking messy, but I'll work with it like that. So I have this instead of this, and oh yeah, this needs to also take in the socket and the server. No, I mean I don't need to pass it here. I can pass it here a server socket. And what? File path. Says blah blah blah. Oh yeah, I've not created this yet, so I'll create that. Define this with self, and here I could just clear layout. You know what? Yeah, self dot clear layout, and then self dot initial UI. Which means that for the initial part, this. Something like this. So the idea here is that instead of writing everything inside the init here, I'm rather creating a function for initiating the UI, which would create the send button, receive button, and connects them to the appropriate path, right? Why is this even underlined? Yeah, I'm not supposed to define attributes. Well, I guess we'll come to that later. I'll come to PyLint later. But yeah, I create everything that I need to create on initial screen inside the init UI here, function here. And the idea is that after we send the file, we have like this send callback or something like send complete. And then on that, what we do is that we clear the layout and then call the initial UI again, which will basically redo that, right? Function missing the dock screen, don't worry about it. Right. Let me just call it what? After send callback. Something like that should work. Now, when I run this and what? Alright, I just realized that nothing will get initiated because here we didn't call the initial UI. Self.init UI. That should work. Now, when I run this and run this, let's choose the virtual environment and run this. Right, so now when I send a file, I select a location to send a file from. Doesn't really matter. Select a file. This comes up, receive a file. I didn't do that here. 127.0.0.1, 4004. Hit the enter key. Choose a location and receive. Cannot send parent. New parent is in a different thread. Whoa. I didn't think that this would happen, but apparently the parents that we are trying to set is in a different thread, so you can't do that. I think that's because in here we set a parent. Did you set any parent anyway? No. No, we didn't set any parent anyway. But apparently we can't do that because we are using threading to do the thing. So, this is all now some way, right? Because now this is running on another thread. That's like a big problem. Now, in fact, let me go back to this article, not this one, the GitHub thing that they have written on the base threading here. So where is it even calling this? Target callback args. I get. Oh, okay. So does it mean that it will be running on? It won't be running inside that thread. Right now I get that what I have done here means that this and this are both running on another thread, whilst this is running on that thread, and I'm trying to set a window for the other thread to like reference this. So it's kind of like messed up. But I want to try what he is doing over here with. I'm just going to copy this because why not? Oops. I'm just going to copy this because why not? And I'm calling this. I could create like a new class, a new file for it, right? And call it what? Custom thread, whatever. Yep. So here I'm just going to like post threading. Why do I? Oh yeah, because of the type definition things that I have over there. How do you give type annotation for quarks? Tell me. But yeah, it did. Right now, let's forget about this. I mean, it should be working. This are all just type annotation stuff. We can come back to that later. And the idea is that I think he's calling this base thread, which I don't like the idea of. And I'm calling this custom thread. Doesn't matter anyway. So here in app, instead of importing threading from .thread, import custom thread. I think I can actually do this. Right, I have to like create it as a package for it to actually work. So I have to create what? Thread. Let me just realize I didn't do that. So can I do this? It's there, but I can't import it because it's not a module. It's not seen as an actual module. So what I'm going to do is to create, not there, here. Create thread here, and then move, where is it, thread in there. Move, and okay. And call this, no, not this. And call this custom thread. That's py. And here I'll add an thunder init. Hi Giovanni, how are you doing? From .custom really, do you need them? Are you even serious at all? Anyways, whoa. Oh yeah, that's the thing I used. So here, I mean, I'm basically just going to, instead of this, and instead of having this, finding you are learning. Yeah, we are all learning, right? So I'll have this, I'll have args to be equal to this, and I'll have callback to be equal to this. Then we don't need this. Right. What? Did I forget a comma? I think is pi linked even serious at all? Oh yeah, I did forget a comma. I'm sorry. My bad. Great. Let's try that again. Now, well, we try again. Attempted a relative import, blah blah blah. Really. Yeah, I did solve this. Oh yeah, from thread. This should work. Why is this underlined? This should be placed before that. I don't even know which order the things are supposed to be in now. Great. This one says what? Unable to import thread. Really? Are you serious? Are you joking with me? Is it the same thing that I did over here? So, what's your case? Let's try and run it again and see. Great. running, and we run the other one too as well. Hopefully we don't encounter the same problem that we did. It's 10 o'clock, I think. Let's fix this. Send a file. Send. What do you mean name-based thread is not defined? I might have copied code without. Yeah, I did. Just checking everything, so yeah, great. Send a file, opens up this, send, type error, custom thread or type error takes one position arguments, and 3 were given. 3 were given. I didn't even pass anything as callback args. In fact, I'm just going to call this. I just want to make sure that it's working for real. Send a file. I know some error will pop up somewhere again on focus. I mean, it's normal. Really. Let's see where it started from. Bootstrap inner run blah blah blah. Custom thread dot target its callback thread takes one position argument, but it takes one position argument, but 3 were given. Oh, this takes one position argument, but 3 were given. But I think this is going to do the same thing, right? Because yes. It's basically creating like the thread here, like this whole thing is the thread, right? So if this is being called, I mean, this is still be on that thread, so I can't really be accessing this though. This is a bad idea. Please delete. Oh, let me not delete, just stop using it for now. That wouldn't work. And so we go back to our threading dot thread and no callback and import threading. Yeah. I'm trying to move this up and down and I can't. Great. I don't know if you guys have any idea or not. Please tell me something, because at this point I have no idea what is happening right now. I have no idea how to add a callback to the thread. Quit this and quit this. I'm thinking. I mean, I'm coming. So, so how about we ask ChatGPT? Because why not? Right? So, first question is what? I'm using the threading module in Python to execute a function on a thread. How do I provide a callback function that would run on the main thread after the other thread is running? I don't know. But I can use the thread blah blah blah. Oh, okay. Relax. In fact, let me read what it says. By then, using the threading mode, you can create and manage threads. If you want to execute a callback function on the main thread after another thread is complete its execution, you can achieve this using the thread class and then join method. The join method. So it seems the thread or join, it waits for the worker thread to finish, so it blocks the main thread until the worker thread is done. Then you can do whatever you want to do, right? But the problem is that I feel like if I do this thing, like it will still end up stopping the execution, the flow. But it doesn't hurt to try, right? So, I mean, we start, then we do what? Well, what's the point of doing this and then ending up to do start sending thread.join, and they say what? This one is what? Wait until the thread terminates. This blocks the calling thread until the thread whose join method is called terminate. I mean, yeah, that's what we want, right? So here is when I do what? Self.what? Send complete. Hopefully this works. I'm supposed to make this window smaller so that I can be seeing the chat. Right, but I hope this would work. I'm not so sure, dude, but let's try it out and see. So you run our Python file here and run this one as well. Now you come here and here, right? Send a file. Yeah, it still now waits because the window cannot get updated until that's done. So not the best case scenario, right? I mean, the best way would be to asynchronously wait for this to be done. Where is it? Is to asynchronously wait for this to be done before we actually, like, not even here. Where is it? Here. Is to sort of like asynchronously wait for this, because right now we don't know what's happening. Anyway, as that is happening, can we think of how to create a progress bar, right? I think we can create a progress bar not in ChatGPT. create progress bar by QT. 6. It's a video. Create a modern style progress by guys. I don't want a video, please. Let's read. It's good to read, right? Why is the thing not loading? So there is a queue progress bar, of course, and you set a value to like whatever you need. Now the problem is that how do you know how to set it? Because the idea is that you will be receiving the size, right? But then if this size that we are receiving or sending, doesn't matter, it has to go in both direction. This size that we are sending over here is running on another thread, and our GUI is on another thread. How do we get this size data from this thread to the other thread? It doesn't make any sense, right? But then on the receiving end, I think we can do it, because if you no, that's also, I don't think we can do it. Where is it? I'm just thinking out how to actually do it. But when you are receiving, we are also just calling a function, and we want the progress bar to be inside this setup that we have by. But the size that we are going to be getting would only be inside this function. So how do we like sort of pass? How do we, the size would be changing. So how do we manipulate? How do we get access to the changing size from this function? That's the question. I have no idea how. If you guys have an idea, please say it. But then I think we are done for today's stream. It's been over an hour, and I'll try and sort it out from my side if I can. If I can't, then we'll come back here again and see what's up. So when I sort it out, I would let you guys know what I've figured out, right? Of course. But then today I wouldn't say we have made much progress. There are just a lot of like piloting stuff that we have done. Main application of the socket, and where else? Here it says what? It's in docstring. Initialize UI. And here it is a type. I mean, I just need to so PyQt type of button clicked or something. Yeah, I can find it. I mean, I could just go in here and check to see what oh, I guess we keep it as is. I can't figure out what type to give these. I know it's a button click, but then it has to be like some sort of event. In fact, I'm not even using it. I don't know if they would prevents the code from executing if I'm not using it. But let's see. Run. Now if I click this, yeah, I mean it's called just fine. So what's the point? So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is the current state that we have reached. As usual, we are not using this, delete. And basically this, it's leaving the settings over here. I think anyone can use this, so leaving that and committing it. So yeah, basically that's it. And the question is, what did we do? How are the changes? What message should I give? Add pilot and improved GUI. Yeah, okay. Push sync whatever it is. Great. So now when you go to the, for those of you who don't know, the link to this repository is in the description. The socket thing, right? Yeah, I just push through it. Great. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is our current state. Not much of progress, but we'll keep it as is, because why not? I didn't know this was going to take this long to actually do. I thought it was going to be an easy thing, but it's proven not to be an easy thing. And also, I don't want to like build it and just come and show you that go and do this and do this and do this. Like I said, it's not a tutorial class. It's just like me building on my own and anyone deciding to join. It's just like me putting out my thoughts on it. But yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in and watching this with me. Of course, there is bleeding and there is bleeding, but how are you going to do it? But yeah, guys, thanks. For those of you who are new to the channel, subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. It helps YouTube to send my video to a wider audience. Yeah, so that everyone can join me. I mean, you don't want only you to be watching the thing, right? And also, if you guys have any problem with any of the things that I've talked about in this video, you know what to do. Like, leave them in the comment section, or yeah, just hit me up on Twitter. Journey44 is the handle. And guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. I don't know if it's going to be tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. Cheers. Bye.